hungry. Better make a reservation. Hey Siri, can you make a reservation at my favorite pizza place? And done. Reservation for 4 at 7:30 set and confirmation sent to my email. It's pretty simple. My phone automatically knew when, where, and how many people. All by itself. That's really impressive. And people use this all the time. What is it called again? Oh yeah, AI. AI is everywhere in our lives. AI. It stands for artificial intelligence. When most people hear AI, they think of robots or self-driving cars. But artificial intelligence is much, much, much more than that. I bet you have at least once in your life seen or used it. It is implemented into our daily lives. I personally have had a lot of experiences with AI. The term was coined by John McCarthy in 1955. It is a word that describes an advanced algorithm that can do tasks with little or no human intervention. The theory of artificial intelligence, or objects that look and act like humans, exist in almost every major civilization. People dream of creating a machine that is just as capable as we humans are, and they tell stories about them. Don't you? Right now, AI is your phone, TV, laptop, and other advanced technologies. AI has the world. In fact, it might have led you to this video. You and I have both had experiences with AI. The phenomenon has changed my world. I think of things differently because of it. Learning about robots, self-driving cars, and programs that could beat chess masters was eye-opening. It was the very thing that, for me, sparked an interest in AI and coding. I thought it was really cool, and I've made up stories. Oh, shoot! I forgot to turn in this assignment. Good thing my phone's AI reminded me an hour before. Give me a few. See, AI is really helpful, and I use it all the time. It's pretty complicated, but you probably want to know where it came from. It's pretty long, but I condensed it up just for you. The golden age of science fiction occurred from 1938 to 1946. During this time, science fiction had familiarized the world with the concept of robots. After that, in 1950, Alan Turing posted his paper, Can Machines Think? The paper posed the following question. Humans use available information as well as reasoning to solve problems and make decisions. So why can't machines do the same thing? Then, in 1949, the Manchester Mark I, the first stored program computer, was invented. In 1955, the logic theorists, what many people consider to be the first AI program, was developed. It was created by Alan Newell, Cliff Shah, and Herbert Simon. The Dartmouth Summer Research Project on Artificial Intelligence began in 1956. After that, in 1963, DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, funded AI research at MIT. In 1968, Arthur Clarke and Steve Kubrick said, by the year 2001, we will have machines with intelligence that matched or exceeded humans. That's pretty optimistic. Just wait, there's even more optimism. In 1970, Marvin Minsky said, from 3 to 8 years, we will have a machine with the general intelligence of a human being. They're determined. In 1980, Edward Feigenbaum introduced expert systems. They are machines that ask an expert how they would react to a given situation, and once that is learned for virtually every situation, non-experts would receive advice from that machine. Japan launched its 5th generation computer project in 1982, which focused mainly on funding AI. This was followed in 1986 by NavLab, the first autonomous vehicle built by Carnegie Mellon. In 1997, not only did IBM's Deep Blue defeat chess grandmaster Garry Kasparov, but the first publicly available speech recognition software was developed by Dragon Systems. It was actually a roller coaster of history, with failing, then booming, then failing, then booming. The change of AI was that the limit of computer storage that was holding us 30 years ago is no longer a problem. Moore's law, which estimates that the memory and speed of our computers doubles every year and is finally caught up, and in many cases surpassed our needs. We've reached the limit of our capabilities, and then we wait for Moore's Law to catch up again. It took a couple decades, but we still managed to achieve most of the goals that we had. There are multiple ways to classify AI. It can be categorized by its similarity to a human brain. The most primitive are reactive machines. These are the oldest type of artificial intelligence and have very limited capability. They do not use memory-based functionality, which means they can't use previous experiences and knowledge to enhance their current decisions. In other words, they can't learn. Reactive machines can only be used for automatically responding to a limited set or combination of inputs. An example of a reactive machine is IBM's Deep Blue, which I mentioned earlier. I thought that Deep Blue would have been a more advanced AI. The next type is limited memory machines. They not only have the abilities of reactive machines, but are also capable of learning from previous experiences. Almost all present-day artificial intelligence applications are driven by limited memory AI, and most of those applications are trained by getting inputted with large volumes of training data that they store in their memory for solving future problems. Imagine having that as a human, getting injected with tons of information to make you smarter. Another form AI possesses is theory of mind. Theory of mind is the next level of artificial intelligence researchers are currently working on. These machines will be able to better understand their needs, emotions, beliefs, and thought processes. The most progressive form of artificial intelligence is self-aware AI. This currently exists only hypothetically, and is the type of artificial intelligence that has evolved to be so similar to the human brain that it has developed self-awareness. Self-aware and theory of mind AI are the types of AI people are afraid that will take over the world. Creating self-aware AI is the ultimate objective of artificial intelligence research. Now, there is another way to classify AI. This type divides it into 3 groups and is generally used more for tech apps. The first out of this type of classification is weak/narrow AI. Narrow AI consists of all of today's existing AI, including the most complicated and powerful AI that we have created to this date. It refers to AI systems that can only perform a specific task by itself using human-like functions. These machines can do nothing more than what they are programmed to do, and thus have very limited capabilities. Reactive machines and limited memory AI fall under a narrow AI. The next group is general AI. General AI is an AI that has the ability to function just like a human being. General AI is the stage of AI that researchers are currently focused on creating. This is the theory of mind and self-aware AI. It is capable of living a life on its own, even in a deserted place in the wild. An example of general AI is Roz in The Wild Robot by Peter Brown. The final and most powerful AI in this categorization of AI is super AI. This type of AI is powerful. Super AI is also the type of AI people are afraid of. It could also be the most helpful. The creation of super AI will probably mark the end of AI research, as it will become the most intelligent being on Earth. This AI will not only be as capable as humans, but will become more intelligent and advanced than humans. Now, I personally have no idea what it might be to have a robot that is smarter than me. Actually, now that I think about it, the device that I researched AI on earlier is smarter than I am. That also really adds to what I said earlier about AI being so used in our lives that we don't notice it. We already do have AI smarter than us, and we use it all the time. But back to the types. Super AI will not take centuries to make. In fact, the progress amount will increase faster and faster as time goes on. Why? Because as AI grows, so does our technology and research ability. Our current level of sophistication in AI is so powerful that our goals have become more ambitious. Optimism soars over its potential benefits. On the negative side, some people fear that AI will become too powerful. Here's the bright side. There are fewer errors. AI can do tasks more accurately and efficiently than humans. It is available 24/7. AI programs never require sleep, refreshment, the bathroom, or mental breaks. They can work all day, every day. This greatly reduces the amount of time taken to complete a task. AI can reduce risks and save lives. Military robots can be sent into battle. Can you imagine AI robots shooting each other on the battlefield while army commanders sit inside with coffee? It would save lots and lots and lots and lots of lives. Consider daily AI applications. You probably use them all the time, and they're so helpful. Here's one example. Voice assistants, Siri, Google Home, and Alexa are extremely helpful. They search the internet for your answer to your question, and when it finds the one that fits your question, it gives it to you. Of course, a downside is that it knows from your past actions what you'd like to hear and can filter news to fit your viewpoint. That can be a source of bias for critical thought. The phones that you use 5 to 6 hours of your day are run by AI. AI is in the apps that you use. It selects and displays appealing ads. It coordinates information for your location and time zone and is used to display the fastest routed maps. However, there is also a negative side. One of the dangers of AI is the chance that AI might rebel against us. Some people even think that AI might wipe out the entire human race later. The scientists have proven that AI could be dangerous. Some people might say, "But Yugm, you said it might happen later. Right now we're happy." Still, at the speed we currently advance, the future is now. There is also the employment picture. AI reduces the present workforce. While productivity and accuracy goes up, the human that used to have the job now has no source of income. This leads to poverty and a higher unemployment rate. While sure, AI does create jobs, most of the new jobs require advanced skills. For one example, Pender is a person flipping patties at McDonald's. Then an AI comes in, takes the job, and the person who used to work is now fired. The other jobs would need more education, and the education required would need you to go to a college or university. And guess what? School costs money, especially for college. One other problem: humans can become even lazier than they are now. If we had a drone to go get groceries, a robot to make dinner, a sentient to do chores, humans could sit in one spot all day. Also, without having to learn how to cook, we would, over generations, lose that skill. Many restaurants, if not all, would go bankrupt or shut down because people would just use AI cooks to get their food. AI is sometimes used maliciously. It can edit video and audio files so people seem like they're saying something when they're actually not. Hackers already use AI to steal money and cause havoc. You now know what AI is, its history, the good and bad things about it, and the types of AI. Still, I feel like there's something missing. Oh, I got it. The future. When most people think of the future, like decades, maybe centuries from now, they think of high-tech cities or civilizations on other planets, and maybe even both. Other people do say that the dream of the future is a fantasy and it will never happen. They say that people will go extinct from global warming before that happens. That might be true, but AI could help us stop global warming and help create that future world. It could even speed it up. AI could also help the world in different ways too. One major way is self-driving cars, or in technical terms, autonomous vehicles. It will not take long before all of the manual driving cars are replaced with high-tech self-driving vehicles. We could also say autonomous airplanes and boats. Another area it will help in the future is the military. Like I said earlier, military robots could be sent into battles. We don't have them yet, but we'll probably have them in the future. Also, it'll improve entertainment. For one, devices would become smarter and would automatically detect what you want to watch or play and will load it up for you. Another thing, VR. VR would greatly increase and you might be able to live your entire life in it. Some people already do. The realism will increase, and you might be able to feel pain as well in games. There's not much else for AI in the future. It might not seem like much, but AI will completely change the world, and it will be extremely easy to do anything. AI is a fascinating topic, and is the future of the world. Do you fear AI, or are you excited by its potential? What are some of the things you would like to do to enable AI? Perhaps you and I could be the next innovators to revolutionize life through AI.